could please just give some advices for Westerners that are thinking about ordination in the Tibetan tradition. His Holiness has any advice for those that want to become monks or nuns?
I think better to seek advice from these Western become monks, nuns. So, as I mentioned earlier, no differences, Westerner, Easterner, Southerner, Northerner. Yes, different because of different climate and through generations, some kind of different cultural heritage, but emotionally same. So, the very meaning to become monk or nun is, you see, reduce these negative emotions such as sexual desire and stealing, killing, or four main practice, parachika, killing human being, and then stealing, then big lie, then sexual. So, these are, you see, I think when Buddha there, see Buddha emphasis in the Buddhist, also, in his follower, no differences on the basis of racial thing or class thing, and female, male, female, no differences. He gives us equal right, and that gives us, so he considers we all have the same potential to be a good human being, then in this case, good Buddhist, we are same. So monks, nuns, also the main, also the practice is 10 non-virtues.
Avoiding.
And then, as a monk, syllabus, monks and nuns, like that. Otherwise, we are same. With rope and mentally, same. Always think money, 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 money. Then artificial monk. Even some Tibetan lamas also used to think money, money, money. Next question.
What is the best thing that Buddhist tradition can teach to Christians? And what is the best thing for you that Buddhists can learn from Christian tradition?
All major religious tradition, this is same concept, love, including Muslim. One occasion in Ladakh, one big meeting, local big meeting, one Muslim leader mentioned, as a Muslim, we love Allah. So therefore, as much you love Allah, you must love all the creature of Allah. Very good. So, they are good. So all religion, you see, carry same message of love. As I think mentioned here, as I mentioned, all religion are religion of human being. So therefore, logically, all religion carry the message of best human quality, that's human love. Okay. Like that. Then Christian, like Muslim, Judaism, and many other religions, believe God, Creator. So then God, as our Father, see, the meaning of God is infinite love. So all our Creator, one God, that's infinite love. So we all children of that kind of Father. So if you genuinely believe that and practice that, then entire 7 billion human beings are the God's children, brothers, sisters. And if you seriously think that, it is impossible to kill each other. We all children of same Father, isn't it? So the Christianity sort of believe one God, infinite love. So entire 7 billion human beings, all are same Father, come from same Father. The Father's nature is infinite love. So children of that kind of Father should be more compassionate sort of person. So if you seriously think that, believe that, then there is no basis killing among human beings. Okay. So they're like Christian and Muslim and Judaism and also other sort of many Hindu religion and Islam. Is all, you see, believe God, Creator. And then one part of Sankhyaism over 3,000 years. Then Jainism. Then Buddhism, no concept of God, Creator. According to Buddhism and Jainism, you see emphasis self-creation. So Buddha clearly expressed, or Buddha cannot wash sin of his follower. Nor he cannot sort of remove his followers' suffering. Nor he cannot sort of give us all his inner quality out of compassion. No. The only way to help to his follower is give teaching and how to create happy life and happy society. So only through his teaching. So since Buddha Dharma, one of the godless religion, we emphasize one's own because of the transforming, utilize all the seed of good human beings, because of good seed, utilize that, and using human intelligence, the animals, birds, human being, we all want happy life. But we have this special brain. So we must utilize this brain in order to strengthening this good human quality, or those things which bring happiness to oneself and the other. That's good part of human emotion. And anger, jealousy, these are the negative emotion to bring, because of the unhappy oneself, then also create troubles to other. So that part of emotion is automatically reduced. Try to increase this positive emotion. So the godless religion very much sort of emphasis the training our mind, utilize our intelligence, investigate what kind of emotion bring happiness and peace, what emotion create trouble in our own mind and create in the family or in the community. So analyze what kind of emotion. Then once we realize some emotion very destructive, some emotion constructive, then further investigate what is the causes of this emotion. Like that. That's the word, little bit sort of strange, godless religion. So that's the way to transform our emotion. We fully utilize human brain. Those people who believe God, and then everything, God, 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 God. Pray to God, pray to God. As I mentioned earlier, so those religions no concept of creator, then self-creation. Try to change our own emotion. Okay. Isn't it? Next question.
Dalai Lama, how can I help my mother and other people who are very ill but not believe Buddhism and other religions?
As I mentioned earlier, I think compassion, generally speaking, good human quality. So irrespective whether believer or non-believer. So as a sort of part of human community, so loving kindness, particularly those suffering people and people who are passing through unfortunate life, we should pay more attention, love, genuine sense of concern, and help as much as you can.
My question is how to quickly enlightenment.
Buddhahood, ultimately Buddhahood. That means enlightened person. In order to get fully enlightened, all the negative obstacles that should remove. Not through prayer, but through meditation, thinking. Two kinds of meditation. Firstly, shamatha. Shamatha means sort of, increase ability of mind to think deeper level. So usually our mind scattered, and mainly senses of organs mainly dominant our mind. So now that firstly reduce relying on the sensorial experiences. So through that way, sixth mind, we call sixth mind, then the ability of sixth mind increase. The senses of organs now more or less neutralize. Then sixth mind become more alert. Alert mind. Then that is we call concentration. Then the mental sort of ability to concentrate increase. Then think about the reality of mind itself. Usually, you see, we just take for granted there is mind, there is I. But if you investigate, where is the mind, what is mind, we can't find. And then I also, you see, it is true, we each person have the feeling of I, or human being's I. But if you investigate, what is human being? What is I? We can't find. When you look here, you are seeing one monk. But if you analyze, I am seeing the monk's body and hearing his voice, and through that way, some extent, he knows the monk's mind. But where is the monk? Where is the I, self? Nothing. Buddha, the great master of Buddhism, Nagarjuna, stated, if we analyze what is Buddha, his body is Buddha's body, not Buddha. His mind, Buddha's mind, not Buddha. Beside his mind and body, no Buddha. So ultimately, you can't find Buddha. This is the Pungman Pungul Lashemi, Telatemi, Tedemi, Dishishibu Pungdemi, Dishishibu Kangshi. You see, that is the reality. Appearance, yes, there is Dalai Lama, and this each individual human being. Yes, on the basis of appearances, yes, there are many human beings, and mainly Westerner. But if you investigate, what's the I, what's the self, you can't find. So therefore, if you investigate, now quantum physics also, beside the appearances, deeper level, reality, nothing. The objective thing, external thing, objectively does not exist objectively, but observer, so long observer there, things there, when no longer observer, difficult to say whether there is something exists or not. That's now quantum physicists say. That concept, over 1,000 years, the Nalanda tradition, Chitta Mantra, mind-only school of thought, and then middle way, Madhyamika philosophy. Now always make a distinction, appearance and reality. The reality, nothing exists as appears. So, if we investigate, where is self? Nothing we can find. That's now quantum physicists also now, some student, quantum physicists, they begin to feel there is no independent existence. So once know that, the grasping something independently exists, that reduces. That is the basis of angers and desires, all this destructive emotion, very much based on appearances. Something exists there independently, good or bad, something objectively exists there. That creates attachment or anger like that. So now some quantum physicists, some student, they feel or reduce the Zimba Tampu Shuchung Ruis. So that's exactly Madhyamika philosophy, psychology, exactly mentioned that. In order to reduce the strength of negative emotion, you should sort of understand the ultimate reality. Nothing exists independently. Now that helpful to reduce negative emotion. Positive emotion not based on that. So that is also, you see, really give us sort of hope. All negative emotion based on ignorance, or all positive emotion based on reason. So up to now, the our intelligence not fully sort of also utilize. So once we utilize these our intelligence fully with the help of mathematical philosophies, sort of psychology or these things, then it brings conviction, or I can reduce my own negative emotion, because this negative emotion based on ignorance can remove. Positive emotion based on reason. So through practice, year by year, we can increase. Okay. Thank you. Next question.
Dear Dalai Lama, I'd like that you say something more about the difference that you posed at the beginning of this our meeting between real compassion and false compassion.
As I mentioned earlier, this is some kind of closeness feeling towards one's own friend. There's much mixed with attachment. Towards enemy, no attachment, even anger. So genuine sense of concern or loving kindness towards your enemy is genuine compassion, not mixed with attachment. So therefore, the Shantadeva says, your enemy is best teacher of for practitioner. The thinking, all the reasons, they also same sentient being. They also want happiness, yet they suffer problem. So genuine sense of concern of them is genuine compassion. So the Shantadeva, as I mentioned, you see, the enemy is best teacher. Now scientists up to later part of 20th century, the scientists, you see, no idea, consciousness, just a brain. Now later part, through experiment, some people who have some deeper experience, meditation, the single pointed meditation, then deeper meditation, brain activities much reduce. And then deeper meditation affect brain cell. So now, later part of 20th century, now scientists, particularly the brain scientists, now they begin to feel there is something which affects our brain. So they still cannot identify mind, but still they accept now there is something which affects our brain. So now, also now, there are number of cases, person who die physically, heart beating stop. As soon as that, brain dead, but body remain very fresh. Next 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, sometimes over a month, like that. So now scientists say not yet I mean, they cannot explain that how it happened. So like Richard Davidson, specialist about brain, now he set up one special sort of group people, you see, investigate person who passed, who dead, but the body still remain fresh. Now just last week, some people die, physically die, but mind still remain fresh. So including my own teacher, after his death, I think next 18 days, 2 weeks, his body remain fresh. So similarly, some practitioner in South India is after death, physical remain very fresh. So some wire put on his sort of head and then communicate with Richard Davidson in Wisconsin University. So he found some indication of movement, brain level. So these two scientists, brain specialists, not known. So we already have some kind of project to further investigation. We call Tuktam. After death, still body remain fresh. So we have the fuller sort of explanation. Mind, many level. Now this very moment, 1/6 mind, very grosser level with 5 senses of organs. Then during sleep, dreaming, another level of mind. Then deep sleep without dream, further deeper. So when people faint, then that sixth mind further deeper. And at the time of death, because of the deepest, the sixth mind consciousness. So they took them. I already mentioned that. You see, the person who remained the deepest level of consciousness. So at that time, very, very subtle level of mind and combined with very subtle level of energy. The energy, consciousness always go together. So deepest level of consciousness with deepest level of subtle energy. So that when you see that end, then you see death. So that subtle consciousness with subtle energy go next life. So some memory about past life you see carrying on that level. So I have some friend, you see, when they meditate these things and experience more deeper level of consciousness, then some memory about past life, or they feel like that. So subtle consciousness, that no beginning, no end. That usually we call, according to Buddhism, we call Buddha nature. Eventually in that level of subtle consciousness become Buddha's mind. Okay, so you also have that. So eventually you can reach Buddhahood. Okay, next question.
Dear His Holiness, we are some group of people from Cuba and from Russia.
Karsa.
My question is about how can we change the situation and how to visit His Holiness to Russia.
Now firstly, practical level, you should get agreement from Mr. Putin. Previously, You see, when I visit Europe, I stop Kalmikia. But in recent years, I cannot sort of get the permission. So difficult to go to Europe, 8 hours flight, difficult. So previously, Delhi to Kalmikia, 4 hours, Kalmikia to Europe, another 4 hours, then easy. So without the support from Kremlin, from Russian government, difficult. But then secondly, now getting older, so several hours flight, difficult. Whether my physical reach there or not, we can communicate through telecast or television, through television. The other day, I discussed with some group of Tibetan and Chinese in New York through webcast. So nowadays, you see these also the technology, the physical distance, not much differences. So, and then also I through telecast, I give some teaching to Mongolia from Dharamsala. So, the Kalmikia in this area, you see, no problem. Yes, okay, thank you.
I would like to ask you, I am thinking to do a yoga teacher training, mixing yoga with Buddhism. So I would like to ask you if you think this is beneficial or this mix, and also which topics do you think are the more important to include in a course like it could be like this, a short for philosophy, only 30 hours, and meditation. What do you think will be the more essential topics to include?
The yoga, these days also called yoga, some physical exercise, and also controlled breathing. These are something common between Buddhism, Buddhist Tantra, and Hindu, same. So you can carry, combine yoga practice. You see, very helpful. You see, to increase concentration of our mind. Then the non-Buddhist is to concentrate Atma, soul, which separate from this body and mind. Some soul, Atma. The Buddhists no such independent, separate I or self. Self is merely designated on the combination of body and mind. So you can combine these two things. That's very good. And the yoga practice, very helpful for our health and increase the power of our concentration. Concentration increase. That's very good. Then, next question. Oh, yes.
Could you explain a bit, please, the role of spiritual guru in the development of spiritual student? And for those who are sitting here and dreaming to be your spiritual student, can you give a blessing and become a guru?
That's already translation there. He clearly mentioned at the beginning how to choose your Lama and what kind of quality should be your Lama. He quite frank. You see, in order to become Lama, in order to help other people firstly, Lama himself, you see, should have some deeper experience. Then, I think he quite wise. He mentioned, if Lama says something wrong, you should criticize. 저 모임보만은 도발 좋았어. any 개chola, tumorchola, migechola, mitumorchodos. So that's, I think, a very realistic approach. And some teaching say, oh, Lama should consider living Buddha, and whatever Lama say, you must accept is wrong. The Nagarjuna, then we can say Nagarjuna, you see, because you see, these is a great Indian sort of master. You see, they criticize their own Lama. That's very good. However, because the disciple of Bosuband, Tishecheva Mintones, Nebe Lunam Chis. Chizangazo Kansala Medun Churlaton, Dobashiti, Churdea, Changduna Medun, Nedunatun, Neduntea, Namshila Medu, Yeshilatuns, Dobashisati, Dunshi. So, investigation, very important. As Buddha himself, taking a lesson. Chenakanda ini the samlutan ini jumden de rang kali ini changden de ngedun dashi ba kyalang do ruwa de miru yibji tang do. Then some lama well chinse lekor thongko re sa da di ngasen taje do. Then lama got more freedom. Lama also disciple of Buddha should follow Buddha's teaching. Lama have no special right to do whatever he like. No. I think Nalanda tradition, excellent. And of course, Buddha's own sort of also the teaching, excellent. Now look, the Pali tradition, very good. You see, they strictly practice Vinaya sort of tradition. Then, eventually in Tibet, I think Tantric teaching, too much sort of popular. The Tantric teaching, then the special sort of respect to one's own Lama. Then, I think, frankly speaking, some cases, some unqualified Lama exploited that one. So we have to be careful. We must take seriously the basic Buddha's line, not individual Lama say something. Jasaga, ngay di jinze le thong sa di, dinala learning seminar menduga. That is it. Some tangwa, imji tangwa. As soon as you consider me as your Lama, automatically I become your Lama. There is no sort of formal ceremony, no need. And you should check my sort of talk, my teaching. Check the Dalai Lama's teaching goes well, whether Nalanda Master's sort of teaching and Nagarjuna's teaching. And in Tibet case, I think the Lama Tsongkhapa, maybe I little bit biased because we are same sort of native people. Amdo, same Amdo. His birthplace and my birthplace very near. So I was So he's sort of writing 18 volume. If we check thoroughly all his teaching, exactly, you see, carry Nagarjuna's philosophy. So when he's writing some commentary, he check all different sources and then analyze. So it is quite wonderful. So sometimes I describe Lama Tsongkhapa was the second Nagarjuna. Gomulru nibar is going to say, "Til Kurang sunglu tu simju shana, jirum jingmenshi yore zuru yore keste mebeche. Kurang sungshabdi tu simju shana, ngone that Nagarjuna sung di takda rodekidoa." As a follower of Nalanda tradition, a Nalanda tradition utilize extensively logical approach, not faith. Even you see, Buddha's own word, we investigate why he tell such things. So, as a follower of Nalanda tradition, it is very important. First, why? That's very important. Even Buddha's own word, why, and our own Lama say something, why. That's important. Not say yes. So I am a follower of Nalanda tradition. So the investigation is key factor, not faith. So why? That's very important. If the teaching truly is based on reason, then further investigation, why, then this, because of the object become clearer, and that brings convince, because of the conviction. So without an investigation, yes, yaoyamare.
We also heard many times that according to Vajrayana tradition, the devotion to the Guru is really important for the attainment of the ultimate realization. Is it true? It's not just about reasoning, but it's also very much important about the devotion according to Vajrayana.
당연히 안도 되게 젊으실 수는 돼. 얘라 라메 천이 되면 라마 거봐. 사진데 인도자네 젊으시기 너무 처음에 나로려야. 아니 고다가 빼야고도가 랑모 저 현대에 내매베 신규 뛰었는데 토마를 랑게 뛰어지 거서. 랑게 누루대야 강중중 그 주버잖아요. 아니 똑배 연대도 명도 따고 이게 매패. 계획도 뭐 찌듯이 몇 들으시 거서. 되는 러버를 무슨 숨도 내배 두어로 써고 숨소 세웠다디 개심 start다디 강중주 주버전에 또가 있는데 민도 따고 매변사디 세상 안도다 지당다 그런 배변 남반나리 가서도 배변 남반나리 이내리 다가는 신기변나 길이 남부도 이내리 지금 굳이 대바전 저되기도 가 세상 안도 그 지당에는 별이야 상하 최대 다수 신부체 애니 상하 최대 뭐냐잖아 산재기 최려야 대부 지선다 강사 거전스 야와체네 상하 최대 강사 거전리 강사 치자고 지기 감다 매버도 뛰니 좀 된다게 송셔버지 대부 지선디 강사 지원도 전 송셔버지 사당 아주 별이야 대부 지선 공도 쳐버들 평양당 애니 강사 거전 세디가는 쉽친도와 뒤노샤. So these days I'm expressing we 21st century Buddhist should be the only church and the only 대배전 and even and only church and control is going to see. Mother Jang Deva Turn Nala, only 대배전 and the only church and in share. So now we Buddhists should be follow the only church and control education. Before faith study, then you saw reasons, the systematic sort of method to improve our mind, and in order to reach Buddhahood. So once you understand sufficiently, then develop faith. That's good. Without knowing that sort of path so sufficiently, just faith, sometimes dangerous. Okay. So we should be 21st century Buddhist, more investigation, not just blind faith. Okay. So, now picture.